They're just some directors with distinct and noticeable styles that when you see a film, you can't help but correctly guess it's directed by them. For example, director such as Wes Anderson or Edgar Wright, you know? You see it and then you're like, oh, that's definitely them. That's this work. And in King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, it's undoubtedly a Guy Ritchie film. And that's one of the good things about this movie. You're guaranteed a good time. Yo, it's Medical Mechanica, and I was finally able to watch King Arthur Legend of the Sword, and to be honest, it's a fun time. Alright, let's start off with the bad in this film, because there are some. It's not a perfect film, it's a fun film, but there are some faults. The most obvious ones would be the pacing and the editing of the film itself. Some of it are quite obvious, like some scenes where the girl's character name, what's her name, the mage, right? There are some scenes where I felt like she was gonna say something else, but it got cut off. One that I could remember is when she was at the cave with Arthur. She was talking something about the sword, about not seeing everything. I felt like she was gonna say something else, and then it got cut off. And for some reason, it segued into a joke of not going to the Darklands. I felt that that joke was this Frankenstein of all these other dialogues, and then just, you know what? Let's make a joke into this. Let's turn this into a joke. That's what it felt like to me. It was funny, but the editing of it was either choppy or it was cut weirdly. I don't know. I got the joke. It's just the editing of it seems weird to me. There's some other scenes too, where I just felt like other characters were gonna say something else, or you're expecting them to do something based on what they're gonna say, but it felt like it got cut abruptly, and then you're stuck with what? You know, like, okay. So that's one of the obvious ones, the editing and the pacing of the story. As it turns out, I looked this up right after I watched this. As it turns out, Guy Ritchie proposed this as a trilogy, sort of like Lord of the Rings. But it didn't go through, and at the last minute they had to rewrite everything in a matter of a few hours, so I guess that's to be expected. Which also would probably explain the Deus Ex Machina that happens in the end, which is one of the things I don't like about this movie as well. Was near the end, the mage, spoiler alert, the mage summoned this creature, right? Which was essentially just clear a room. I thought that didn't make sense at all, because you have this huge beast that can probably destroy like small buildings, towers and whatnot, so why not use that to destroy the giant Wi-Fi tower that the evil king was making, you know? So that one didn't make sense to me at all. And another thing that I didn't like about this movie was the CGI. The CGI in the early ones are not bad, pretty good actually. But near the end, it just got really excessive. The fight was cool. You know, we get to see more of Arthur fighting. And that one surprised me. I'm gonna talk about it later in the good stuff. But near the end, it just seemed like I was watching a cutscene from a video game. You know, I was expecting for QuickTime events to pop up, like, oh, press X, press A, you know? And it pulled me out of the experience. It was just bad. I don't know what happened there. Maybe it was a rewrite or something, and they had to do last minute, like, oh, we can't shoot this the old-fashioned way, we'll CGI this. Let's talk about the good things with this film. Starting with, of course, it's a Guy Ritchie film. So, you know, you're gonna have a good time watching this film. There's guarantee to it. No, we don't talk about Swept Away, that never happened. But seriously, it's a Guy Ritchie film. You know his style already. He has those montages, the quick-fire banter, the editing, where he finds a way to incorporate past, present, future events into this one seamless line of storytelling. And then that's basically signature already. You can see it in Snatch, you can see it in Sherlock Holmes movie. You see it and you instantly know That's a Guy Ritchie film. And like I said, this is a fun film. Another thing I like about this was the soundtrack. The soundtrack in this film was... There's some scenes where the music match the scene so well that you can't help but get hyped up. I'm actually, a couple of the songs that's playing on my phone right now because it's just so hype. I think it's Living in Londonium, or was it The Breathe Assassin? Either way, the soundtrack for this film is really good. And another thing that I like about this is the magic. The magic is really well done here. One thing I liked about is fight scenes with Arthur. You know, I wasn't expecting them to do that, but they did, and it was really cool how they gave him super strength. More strength than usual, I guess. Yeah, no, I could say it's super strength. They gave him super strength and everything. I wasn't really expecting that, and the way they executed it is really well done, except near the end because they all got CGI'd. Like I said earlier, that one was just weird. But earlier on, it was fun. Even the mage's magic, where she's just controlling a bunch of animals, I thought that was cool. Which is why I'm baffled, as currently the score for this film rests at around 26%, 27% on Rotten Tomato. It doesn't make sense, you know, because this is a fun film. It's not a bad film. It's an okay film. It doesn't deserve the 27%. You know, I usually use Rotten Tomatoes and other film critics website. I usually give it like a plus or minus 10%. But this one is just so low, 27%. I'd score this more along the lines of 50, 60%. It's one of those films you watch in the summer and you tend to forget later on. But if it ever shows up on TV, on cable, or you ever come across it, you know, you'd sit down and watch it because it's a fun film. That's what it is. So I didn't really get the low score I had right now. So in conclusion, should you watch King Arthur: Legend of the Sword? Hells yeah, you should. It's a fun movie all around. It's only about 2 hours long. You can catch it if you're not doing anything. If you got some free time on you, you can watch it at a matinee. You can watch it first showing, and you're gonna have a good time. Pretty much guarantee that. So go ahead, watch it this weekend. Watch it when you have time. And thanks for watching.